I guess first off, you guys picked up your first women's dual meet victory of the year against Vanderbilt. Give your overall impressions of the swims that you guys had up in Nashville on Saturday.
It was a fun meet. We had an opportunity to travel with just our women's squad down to over to Nashville and get a chance to race against Vanderbilt. We were able to try a couple of different things in our lineup that we haven't done before this season and get to see a few people swim some different events. So we were good. I think performance-wise, we were average. We didn't really know what to expect. We don't have a whole lot of dual meets where we have a 7-hour bus trip the day before. Usually our travel meets are a little closer than that, or we fly. So that was a different type of experience. So we didn't really know performance-wise what to expect. I thought they were good. I wouldn't call it outstanding. I think we have to sharpen up a little bit more over the next couple of weeks before I think we're where we need to be. But that'll come through our training and through rest and things like that. So all in all, I was pleased with our trip over to Nashville. Thought it was really good.
You had 3 kids who entered the meet without an individual victory this year, and Heather Merritt, Sarah Smith, and Meredith Vey. And then you left the meet, all 3 of them won twice against Vanderbilt. Regardless of the times and the performances, what does it do for swimmers like that, especially ones that have won events in previous years, to touch the wall first and to come out victorious a couple times each?
It was good. All 3 of those girls needed some solid swims just to kind of boost their confidence and to win a couple of races. Meredith Vey has been on the big stage before. She's a young lady who has Olympic trial qualifying time. She's also she was one of our NCAA qualifiers from last year. So she's been there before, but getting her hand on the wall first this year was big for her because she has been through a couple of struggles, had mono first semester, just getting back with her training where she's in a place where she can race really hard. So I was proud of her. Heather Merritt had probably her best meet of definitely of the year here, maybe one of the best dual meets she's had in her career since she's been here. So we were really proud of her. Sarah Smith dominated the distance events, which we were pretty happy about. So all 3 of those girls, I think, did a great job for us. They've got to continue to improve. Like I said, time-wise, we still need those times to drop over the next 2 weeks as we set up for our SEC championships. But as far as executing races and things like that, I thought they did a good job.
You obviously weren't there, but you had some divers go to Atlanta on Friday. Allison Need, I guess, led the way, won the platform, came away with SEC Diver of the Week. It's always good for the entire program when somebody can be recognized by the conference.
Yeah, and I mean, Allison is a tower diver. That's the main reason Todd Sherritt recruited her. She's a tower diver. She's a standout tower diver. And there were some outstanding teams that were at this meet. You had Indiana and Michigan and Duke and South Carolina, Georgia Tech. There were some outstanding diving programs that were represented there. And for her to win that tower event was big because those are some of the girls that not only would you see at an SEC caliber meet, but those are girls that are going to be at NCAAs. So Allison needs to keep doing what she's doing. She needs to keep up the training. And as Todd starts to kind of rest them into a championship type of performance, we should continue to see, I guess, the better diving over the next few weeks.
The guys didn't compete anywhere this weekend, at least not on the public stage, but that obviously doesn't mean that they weren't working. What did they get accomplished during the week away from the
Well, this is a training week for us. I mean, this is a week where we didn't have to stop and think about meet lineups or where we were going to swim certain peoples. So with them, it was all about training. They actually did step up and race a little bit on Saturday morning at a practice setting. Coach Bernardino and Coach Swander both stayed back with our men to train them. And so they put them up on the blocks and let them do a little bit of racing among themselves and, kind of switched it up for them too, tried to make it a little bit of fun. And so I think that's the main thing with them right now is we have to, the last time they raced was Duke, and that wasn't the ending that we wanted. So this coming weekend at the quad meet, they've got to be better. They have to reestablish themselves as the top 20 team that they are, because I don't think a few weeks ago we were.
This weekend, we got 3 teams coming to the Blatt: UNC Wilmington, Queens, Wingate. I know those are 3 coaching staffs that you've got connections with. Talk a little bit about those, and then what it means to have those 3 teams under the same roof with you guys this weekend.
All 3 coaches are good friends of mine. starting with Queens University. Their head coach, Jeff Dugdale, is a friend of mine from a long time ago. Queens has an outstanding program. They're Division II, but they also won the Division II National Championship last year. They have a young man on their squad, a young man named Matt Josa, who is one of the top Olympic contenders this year. There's a good chance that that young man makes the Olympic team for the U.S. In his events. So they're very, very talented. They've got some good international swimmers, both male and female, that are going to give our guys and girls some good races. Wingate is another school that has got a very solid program. They're going to come in and they've got some great relays. We're going to have to race their relays and really have good performances on our end in order to beat that team. UNCW is a team that is from the CAA. So I'm familiar with that from my days at William & Mary, but also their head coach there now was my former associate head coach here, Jason Memont. He coached our distance swimmers here, and it'll be good to have Jason come back. This will be his first time to come back and bring a team down here to race, and it's been fun watching him develop his program and watching that program grow and start working towards more championships up there.
You got 7 seniors that'll compete at home for the last time this weekend. What has that group meant to your program?
You know what? We always talk about what they're going to do to leave their mark and what's their legacy going to be after they're gone. How are other teammates going to remember them? And I think this group really has set the tone and kind of helped us carry forward that goal of being a top, not only a top 20 program, but set the culture to go win championships. This is something that when you look at Kevin Lighthold, some of these guys that have come in and just poured their heart and soul into the program, it's been fun watching them grow. That's one of my favorite things about being a coach is because you get a 17 or 18-year-old young man or woman in here and they really, they're very childlike. And then by the time they graduate at 22, 23 years old, you get to see a young man or woman that's ready to go out into society and be successful, not only while they were here athletically, but now going out into society and being successful with their career. So it's going to be fun to watch these guys compete for the last time. None of them, it's not going to be their last meet. They've got more coming after this, but their last time to swim at the Blatt will be special.
Obviously, you want to win this weekend, men and women-wise, but it's also prep for postseason. When you look back on this one Saturday night, what's it going to take for you to consider this a quality meet for your team?
I think we're going to have to see improvements on kind of across the board. The way our training is pointing right now, we are geared up towards SEC championships, and so every week from here on out when we race, we should be getting steadily faster. We should be feeling stronger. But the main thing for me this weekend as a coach of this program is seeing us correct mistakes that we made for the men against Duke, for the women against Vanderbilt. We talked a little bit after the Duke meet. I don't think we finished our races very well. Our women did better at that last week, but this is going to be the first time our men get back to racing since the Duke meet. So I need to see something different from them. I need to see a little more fire. I need to see a little more drive getting into the finish of those races before I'm really going to be comfortable gearing into our championship season, because we've got to be able to get those basics down. We've got to be able to fine-tune, kind of make sure we pay attention to the details coming down the stretch here. So, we'll see how it goes. I think we're in a pretty good spot, both men and women, but we've got to race hard this weekend and then get ready to head into the postseason.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.